Alright, so this is a tutorial for InVideo on how I do the review videos, how I grab the information from Facebook generally. So here we go. We're going to use this template. So basically what I like to do is kind of work on the first scene and get it how I like it, and then I duplicate that scene for the rest of the reviews. That way I don't have to redo any certain graphics or anything like that. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is change the logo to the logo that I want to use. So there's lots of ways you can do that. If you don't already have the logo, you can get it from their Facebook, you can get it from their website. So this is the restaurant I'll be making the review video for. It's in Cheney, Washington. It's amazing. It's very, very yummy. But their logo's all over, so you can just right-click and save the image as. I make a folder generally inside a certain area to save these kind of things. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my Dropbox folder, and I have a Benny's folder in there. I do it in Dropbox or a cloud thing generally so that I automatically have the videos I make on my phone and other devices so that I can easily show anybody, the customer or anybody else, at any time. I don't have to go find it, download it, or send it, or email it. It's just always there on my phone, my tablet, and my computer. So I suggest something like that if you're doing it with customers. But then I have a folder in here in Benny's for review videos. So I'm going to go in there and I'm going to save this logo right there. And then I'm going to go back to InVideo. Click on the logo. I'm going to upload. Put the logo in there. I have fairly slow internet, but it's nice that they did the upgrade on speed. Everything is much faster. So now we have the logo here. I'm just going to drag it over the logo here, and it's going to put it there for me. If you like the size and everything, that's great. If not, you can definitely resize it. I'm going to make it a little bigger. Still like it hanging off the edge a little bit because it adds a little pop. So this one, I think I'm going to have it like this. Alright, so now we have that logo. Now when we duplicate this scene, that logo will be on all of them. We won't have to do that again or anything else. So now we'll go to the main part. So we have three or four parts that we're going to edit. We're going to change the picture for each scene. We're going to change the review text, the review picture, and the review name. The stars, you can use whatever you want. I'm going to delete this one and use the 5-star one. You can go to Elements, Stickers. I'm not even sure where it's at, probably miscellaneous or something, but you can just search for it. You can just search for stars. And you get lots of different options. I like this one for reviews, but you can do whatever you want. There's other animated ones that are pretty cool as well. But for the review, for this purpose, I'm just going to use this one. Drag it down here. And I'm going to make it a little bigger. Move it up right here. I don't really want to center it in here because we have the little quote marks down there that are kind of nice, so I'm going to kind of line it up with the left edge here. Probably about right there. Okay. The name of the place, that's going to stay the same on all of them, so I'm going to go ahead and change that next. So the name is just Benny's, but they also go by Benny's AM Fix. So that's kind of short there. So I can either make it bigger and leave it there as just Benny's, but I think I'm just going to put Benny's AM Fix and see how that looks. I'm going to go to their page in their Facebook just to see if they have any other taglines or anything like that that I can or should use. So I know it is, right here it says, Benny's is a mastermind of Eggs Benedict and all things breakfast, which I can attest to. Let's see, so there's Benny's, get your AM fix. Let's see how that looks. So it rolled it over, and I don't want it to roll over, but all we got to do is, as long as this is auto resizing is locked, we want it to resize. So now it will resize based on the resizing of this box. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stretch this out a little bit more. And now we have it on 1. Okay. Now let's see. We got to go check who the first review is from. So we did the logo, the name of the restaurant, and the stars. Those are all going to stay. Unless you want to do a 4-star review, you can change it on one of the scenes for a 4-star, but I generally grab all the 5-star reviews, or a few of them. We're just going to do 2 or 3 for this tutorial. But the next step, let's do the picture of the review next. So if we go over here to Benny's reviews, here's all their reviews. I generally scroll through and look for 5-star reviews with pictures. But I scrolled through here, and I scrolled through a lot, and there were very few reviews that had pictures. So I found one right here. Love their homemade strawberry jam. Great food. Okay, so this is one we can use. It doesn't have a lot of text, but it has a nice picture that I'd like to use. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is click on the picture. And then you have a lot of options here. You can right-click on this and save the image as. You can click Options and then click Download, which I'm going to do this time. So it downloaded it right here, and I'm actually just going to take that image, I'm going to drag that up to my InVideo tab, and then I'm going to drop it right here in this area, and that's going to upload it to my files here on the video. So you can save a lot of time by doing that instead of saving it to a directory and then going and finding that and uploading it. Okay, so now I'm going to use this as the picture, and we're going to replace the current picture. Now, it doesn't really fit that well. That's okay. We're just going to crop the frame. We're just going to take the part that we want. Okay? You'll generally want to leave this box locked or as the best fit so that it fits the shape of it. So I would leave that and then just move this to where you want. So I am just going to put it right here where the logo is right there in the middle. Say done. So before it was too low, now the jar will be up higher with the logo right where we want it. And there you go. Benny's Strawberry Jam. So now we're going to take care of the picture, the name, and the text. So we're going to come back to the review. So here's the name. You can literally just copy it. Go back to InVideo, click on the name. Okay, again, it doesn't really fit really well. You can just make them longer and it will fit to the box better. And you generally want a little extra space between. On this, what I like to do is I'm going to actually go ahead and align this text as centered. So now it's centered. I'm still going to move it. I actually kind of changed the size of some of these a little bit. This line right here, to me, it's too small now, so I'm going to go ahead and basically make it the same size as the text. If it gets thicker like that, you just simply need to make the containment box a little smaller. Let's see, if we click somewhere else, we can see that now. And that lines up pretty well. So the underline and the text is good. Now this image, it's off to the right there. I'm okay with the image where it's at, but I actually want it to line up a little better with this. So I'm going to move it up a little to the corner, like that. And then I'm actually going to take the text and kind of center it under here. And the underline. And I'm going to click somewhere else to see if I lined it up good. I think I can move it a little bit to the left. Try again. Okay, now that looks lined up good at the picture. To me, that all looks really good. So now I'm going to fix this picture and the review text. So let's go back here. So you've got this picture here that's way too small for what you want to do. Then you've got these, and they're a little weird. So what I like to do is I like to actually, first of all, let's copy the review text before we leave. So I'm going to copy it, emoticons and all. And we're going to go here to the text. Paste the new text with the emoticons. Again, remember, we can set this up to resize if we want to. I'm going to do that for this one. So it made it bigger because there's less, I didn't have as much text. So I'm going to make the review text bigger. Okay, so now we have the review, the stars, the name of the place, the picture, the logo, their name, and now we're just going to do their review picture, their Facebook picture, and we'll be done with this scene. So right here, I like to just click on their name. And then you have these pictures generally right away that you can grab that they'll recognize from their Facebook profile. A lot of the times, I like, see how this has got the circle and everything? Well, that might not fit very well into what we're doing. So what I like to do is just go to their photos, and you can grab a square version generally of the picture that they're using for their timeline. If it's a bad picture of their timeline, grab a nice one that looks nice, that you think that they wouldn't mind seeing up there, you know? Their profile picture is generally pretty safe because it's what they show everybody already. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that, but I'm going to use the square one. See, it doesn't really fit with this too well. So actually, I'm going to find, I like this one. So I'm going to use this one. And again, you can go down here to Options, Download. Drag that to the InVideo tab. Drop it here to upload it. I'm going to drag it over this picture and tell it to replace. It probably won't be perfect where we want it, so we're going to click Crop Frame. I would suggest you do this every time. Even if it looks great, it could probably look perfect or better. And if it is already perfect, then you don't need to change anything. So it did a really good job on its own on this case, in this case. But let's see, I'm going to do, yeah, I like it. I'm going to go all the way up to the top on this one. And there we go. So now we have the picture, the name, the review, the stars, the place, the picture, and the logo. This doesn't look exactly lined up, so I'm going to move it over a little. You can turn the grid on and off whenever you want to help. So then I can say, okay, I see this line right here. I can line up the middle on that, and then I can grab this. And it has a middle thing also, so that I can move it until it's exactly on that line as well. Right there. And then same with the underline. I can put it right on there. Now when I click somewhere else, all three of those are going to be centered up well. And I can turn the grid off to see everything normal again. And those look great. All right, so this one, this one is done. So all I'm going to do now is I'm going to duplicate this scene. Okay, now we're on the duplicated one. Three things stay the same. I have to change the picture, the review, and this picture and name. So I got to make 4 changes, but they'll be quicker than the previous one. So now I'm going to go back to Benny's reviews and find the next one. Now I already know, because I went through and I looked, there's no others with pictures. So in that case, what I like to do is I prefer to find somebody who mentioned a certain item and grab a picture of that item from the website or from the photos here. So this one right here, this is a 5-star review. It's got a lot of text. Some of these with huge text might not fit really well on a video. Okay, so I'm going to keep looking for one that's right here. I never have been a huge Benedict fan, but this place definitely changed my mind. Eggs cooked to perfection, great amount of food. Kids were super excited about the waffles. Definitely worth the drive. We'll be back. Okay, so this is a great one. It mentions the Benedicts and it mentions the waffles, so we can either do a picture of either of those or even both if we wanted to. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and copy this text and start moving it over to our video. So remember, since we have it on Resize, it'll just resize that text to fit. If you need to, you can move things around to make more room for it as well. So this one, I'm going to resize it so it'll make the text a little bit bigger. There, I like that. Good. Okay, now we need the picture, the name, and this picture. So let's do this stuff first. Her name is Heather Frost. So like that. Now that I have this centered and aligned center, aligned center, I should be able to just put the text in there and I won't have to move it again. It'll just keep it centered. Now if I want to, I can resize this, which I'm going to do. It's up to you how much of that you want to do, but I think it'll look better if it's resized. I like it better either exactly the same size as the text or like they originally had it as a smaller one. So let's see how that looks. That looks pretty good. One thing I noticed if I look back at the other one is I think I had the line closer to the name, so I'm just going to move it up a little. It doesn't have to be perfect. They won't see each scene at the same time. They'll see them separately, so it won't be a big deal if they're a little off. Okay, so now we just need to do the two pictures. So let's go ahead and take care of her profile picture while we're here. So I'm going to open her Facebook page in another link, or another tab, excuse me, and see if she's got a good picture for us to grab. So this is a beautiful picture, very pretty. So let's, if we click on that, yeah, if we click on it, it'll give us the square one. So we can just do that. Options, download. It downloads it. Drag that file to your InVideo tab. Oops. Oh, no. Well, I accidentally dropped that on the tab without dropping it as an upload, and it changed the tab page. So let's go see how much of it InVideo saved. Let's go to this tab. Beautiful. I didn't lose anything. Just come right back to the editor and everything's good. I'm going to click Save Changes just in case, but I didn't lose anything. So once again, I'm going to grab this, drag it up here to upload it. That's going to upload the picture for the profile for the person leaving a review. We're going to go ahead and drag that over here, drop it, replace it. I'm going to go ahead and crop it just to see if I find something better. They have it pretty much all the way to the top. Yeah, I think that's the best in this one again. It does a pretty good job picking where to put it, but once in a while I do find that I find a place I like better. But whatever its algorithm is, it's pretty good. It finds the faces and stuff pretty well. Okay, so now we just have to do this picture. Again, they didn't leave it in the review, so there's nowhere for me to grab it there. So I'm going to go to their website, and they have lots of pictures right here, including Benedict's, waffles, all sorts of stuff. Waffles and chicken. So I'm going to do, I think, probably one of the Benedict's, because I already have the jam, which is kind of a sweeter thing as well. So I don't want to have like dessert after dessert after dessert. So I'm going to find, I like that one. A lot of good colors. Let's use this one. So I'm going to right click and say Save Image As. And I'm going to save it right there in that same reviews folder. Now it also is right here. So once again, I can just drag it up. If I needed to, I could click Upload More and go find the thing I downloaded in my downloads folder or wherever I saved it. But in this case, it's easier to just drag it right after you download it right here and upload it that way. Alright, so now we're going to put that there, replace it. Looks pretty good, but let's crop and see. I'm trying to think and show more of the fancy green plate decoration over here, but I'm going to food overall here. Yeah, we'll go right there. Alright, so that's two scenes now that are completely done with different reviews from people. Now I can duplicate this and do that whole thing again. For the purpose of this tutorial, I think you understand how I did those, and you can watch these two again. But the next thing I would do is add a scene. This time I'd probably go ahead and use a blank one. I like to end with you know, like their logo and motto, and maybe like a location, or you know, some kind of call to action. Come see us today, whatever it might be. So in this case, I actually made some other intro and outro videos for Benny's, and I'm going to use one of them. So I'm going to go ahead and upload. Upload file. And Benny's, so I have these videos here I made for him. I'm going to use, for the purposes of this, I'm going to use this one here. I made this little, I call this a little classy one for them. So we'll use that. So it's going to upload that real quick. Drag it over here. I'm going to preview this scene to see that it... Okay. Perfect. Now that slide right there, for this I don't like that as much, so instead of sliding right, I am going to have it let's try blur. I like the fade and the blur for like the ending transitions. I would usually have, 3 or 4 of these reviews and have them all slide right, left, up, and down or something like that. And then fade or blur into the end is how I like to generally do it. Crop is fine. You can turn the volume off on it if you want to keep the other audio, or you could fade out the other audio. Let's preview the whole thing. The effects with the text for stuff and the slides in and all that, I already like how most of that works with this template, so I don't really feel the need to change it, but you can. So the only other thing I might do is fade out the other audio, the other music that we picked. I'm not going to export it, so I'll probably make a couple more scenes or a new one for them. But that's basically how you do it. So you've got your volume here. We're going to leave that up for the video that we play at the end, but the background music we're going to turn off on this scene. Let's see if that works. Actually, before I do that, I'll save changes. Background music was still going, but in this preview I don't think it shows exactly how it is. But I think it does. If I did the export, I think it would work fine. Alright, that's basically it. If there's anything else I can do, let me know. Hopefully you get something out of this, and keep building videos. Thanks.